Hi everyone, my name is Akshaya. I'm a nature and animal communicator, which means I can speak to plants, animals, and other species and have two-way conversations with them. Are you finding it difficult to communicate with animals or having constant blocks and obstacles in your communication journey? Then this video will help you because I'm going to share with you some of the common blocks we all face and a few tips to overcome them and get better with your animal communication skills. So let's get started. The number one block that I have noticed people face, especially when they are starting out, is the fear of being wrong. And this is an extremely common obstacle and problem that we all face as humans. We have been told to not be wrong, and there's always this fear of getting wrong information or making things up and landing up saying something which the human cannot validate, or says no, my animal isn't like this. And that is a big fear we all have, and we all have it. If you're going through it, don't worry, you're not alone. It is extremely common, so relax and please look at it from a perspective of it being a stepping stone to getting better at your communication skill. We are all meant to go wrong at some point or the other in our communication journey. Hell, we are supposed to go wrong in everything in life at some point or the other. So don't get scared. Don't be fearful of making a few mistakes, because that's extremely common, and that is something that's going to be a part of your communication journey. Yes, we will work towards reducing these mistakes. However, we may not be able to completely eliminate them, and that is absolutely fine. So every time you're fearful of your communication, just take a few deep breaths. Tell yourself it's okay even if you're wrong. Allow yourself to accept that you made a mistake, and so that the next time you're communicating, you will not have the same kind of issues as you're facing right now, and you will not repeat the same mistakes. So if fear is something that makes you feel blocked or makes you feel uncomfortable about communication, just tell yourself it's okay to be wrong and go ahead and just communicate for the joy of communicating, and not really like a test where you get marks for being right or wrong. This has helped me personally a lot, especially with my animals, especially when I'm practicing and I'm not talking about really significant topics. That has helped me a lot. So number one is the fear of being wrong, and this is how I have dealt with it, and I continue dealing with it even today. There are times where I may have that fear, and this is how I relax myself, ground myself, and then move ahead with my communication. The second obstacle that a lot of us face is the fact that animal communication is extremely intangible. There is no way of really separating what is coming from the animal versus what is our thoughts or our projection. Now again, this is unfortunately something, there is no clear right or wrong answer. There is no clear cut like, okay, if you do this then you are right, and if you do this then it's your own. This is one thing that you will learn with practice as to how to differentiate, and even with a lot of practice there are going to be times where you may not know, and that has been my experience. Different people have different experiences, so don't worry about it. As long as you take the first thing that comes to you as an answer, you can be pretty confident that it's coming from the animal. So don't wait too long to receive an answer, and make sure that you are focused, consciously focused on understanding how you're receiving these messages as well. But at the same time, when you're communicating, don't constantly keep doubting the information that comes to you, and constantly doubting whether it's your own or whether it's coming from the animal, because then it'll get you stuck. It will just make you feel like you need to cross check everything. So again, the second thing of it being intangible is something universal. A lot of us face it. Don't worry about it, it's common, you're not alone, and just push through it. Initially, especially when you're practicing, it's okay, it's absolutely okay. If you make mistakes, that's how you will learn. So just push yourself and allow yourself to enjoy the experience of communication, instead of being too bogged down by trying to find out the difference between your own thoughts versus what is coming from the animal. The third obstacle that a lot of people face is they feel they are not grounded to communicate. I hear a lot of people tell me, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I can't be in that zen mode, and hence I'm not able to communicate. If this is something that you face, please tell yourself it's okay to not be 100% in that zen mode to communicate. Look at it this way: when we speak to each other, as I make this video, or when I'm talking to someone from my family, we are not always 100% in the zen mode, right? There are a few things that will go on in our mind, but at the same time we are able to differentiate between the chatter in our mind versus what is important to be spoken about. The same concept you apply to communication. Don't look at animal communication as something very different, because if you do that, then you'll constantly keep having these blocks. Look at it as a conversation that you're having with any of your family member. You can also in fact verbalize the conversation rather than only doing it mentally. A lot of people find it easier to verbalize it rather than having mental conversations. So even if you're not feeling very grounded, and if it's a casual conversation, just go along with it, see what you receive, and if you feel like you're getting stuck, then take a break. So this is how I have overcome this obstacle of not feeling very grounded for every communication. Another obstacle that I see a lot of people face is they feel blocked, and then they want to continue, they don't know what to do, and then they feel even more blocked. So if you find yourself stuck in a pattern of feeling blocked, then my recommendation to you would be take a break. Don't force yourself into something that you're not comfortable with in that moment. At least take a break for a few minutes, for a few hours, for a day maybe, and then get back to it. And this is what we do even with our regular conversations, is it not? If you're unwell, or if you're not in to talk to someone, if someone calls you up, you probably will disconnect the call and ask them to call you later. Or even sometimes within the family, you just have had a rough day and you don't feel like talking to someone, you need your space, and you don't talk to your family members even then. So with communication, with animal communication also, follow the same techniques. Make sure that you feel like talking, and then you engage in the conversation rather than forcing yourself to do something which you're not comfortable with. So I hope these few points help you understand the common obstacles that people face and also the possible resolutions. Please note that animal communication is a personal journey, so what works for me may not necessarily work for you. These are a few things that have worked for me and a lot of my students, and I hope they work for you as well. If you have any other suggestions, obstacles, or resolutions to those obstacles, please do share them in the comment section below so that we can all learn from each other. Until the next video, bye bye.